I'm from Kerala, but I grew up in Delhi. And growing up, I have to say, I was like not even a first-class student. I mean, I sucked at it. But I loved playing sports, right? Like I played cricket and all kinds of sports, just like enjoyed playing. And I did that. And I went through school, college. I actually did a master's as well. Did an MBA in Delhi. And then started working at Star TV, right?
What year?
96. And I was selling Channel V, so these are early days. Cable TV has just joined. And those days, it was Rupert's empire, right?
How old are you now, Sajith?
50.
You don't look it.
Yeah.
Both of you, actually.
Is that right?
This side of the table is aging faster than we
Yeah.
should. That's
going Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
It's the lighting.
No, but what struck me, by the way, I should have started with that. I'm the only person on this table who's not an entrepreneur. The three of you are doing what I think is the highest calling of mankind, which is like, if you're an entrepreneur. I think you are
You're giving unnecessary credit to
No, I'm
entrepreneurs.
serious. I'm like a corporate warrior.
Not
like
at
at
all.
best, you could say that.
Can I say something?
But,
I
yeah.
think it's significantly harder to lead a large corporation than it is to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Maybe so, but I think entrepreneurs, they create value and jobs and things where there was none. It's a big
It
deal.
used to be a very cool thing in Bangalore. Of late, it's become a bad thing.
It's
So we're
a bit-
thinking what to
it's a
say.
bit- It's a bit, I
You're good.
that way I'll take my place in life. And the reason I said all that is, actually one of the shaping moments for me was I was about 26 or so, and I wanted to just study some more. But I knew I wasn't disciplined enough to go do a PhD and stuff like that. And I also wanted to get out of India. I got admission into, to me, it's like a fantastic school, the Asian Institute of Management. It's a school MBA school in Manila, in Philippines. And we were middle class. So my parents' mother does the hardest job in the world, which is to be, look after me and my younger sister and my father. And my dad was working in Indian Airlines, right, back then. So we were comfortable, but by no means were we rich or anything. And we had this place that we were living in, which is about 1,100 square feet. And they mortgaged that house to get the fees, to get, like any rational human being would say, no chance I'm going to take that bet. But I guess that's what parents are about. And that really made me responsible. And just like it woke me up saying, my God, just like we have the one place, they live in it, and they're putting
That's
it on me.
entrepreneurship, by the way.
I know. I mean, it's one way to think of it. And whilst I had a fantastic 2 years in Manila, I had a great time. But it's probably the first time in my life I actually also really studied, because I wanted to make sure that their investment did not go down the drain. So it really shaped me. I worked across multiple sectors. But I've been in tech for close to now, maybe a couple of decades or so. And I joined Google when the internet this is like 2007. And it was just after the iPhone had gotten launched, right? And there's no Chrome, there's no Instagram, none of these things were around. And it was fascinating just to have a ringside seat and just to learn every single day. The second bit of the story is that Google asked me to go open our office in Malaysia. So I was working with them in Singapore from 2007 all the way through to about 2010. And 2011 Jan, I went off. And that arguably is probably the most enterprising thing I did, because I had to go build everything from scratch, went, looked for office space, found a small office that had no windows, had a great address, could seat 2 people. And again, I learned a lot through that. Now, obviously, I romanticize this just to make it sound more than it was.
One good thing about all of this
Yeah.
is, Competition Commission is doing a good job in this industry. If the three of you did not know each other up until today,
I know.
It's true. And the thing that gave me the most pleasure as well as a lot of learning was actually finding and hiring great people.
Yeah.
And seeing them come together. And, there's a lot to be said when an organization or a team is small, when there are 10, 12, 15 people.
Yes.
And there's this concept, right, of a Dunbar number that if a group is above 150, forget it. Like everything just breaks. But just, when you're at that size and you all come together and you're trying to build this business, and yes, of course, we've got a lot of wind backing us, but I think it just taught me so much about how important people are and how lucky you have to be to find great
Yes,
people
could not agree
who
more.
just
Absolutely.
it is just like it just completely blew my mind. And the interesting thing was, because the internet industry was so small in Southeast Asia as it was, pretty much anybody or everybody I hired had no background in the internet, right? Like, and they're just amazing people. All of them were Malaysians, and just people who were just very hungry. They had an X factor to them. Just came on board, and so I learned a lot through that whole experience. It was fantastic. And then third thing was actually coming back. I think it also taught me the importance of having like a sponsor or people who believe in you. So he's a very dear friend, but he's also somebody I've worked for. He's been my boss. And he said, look, we're building Google Pay in India. How long are you going to be in Southeast Asia and all? Come back to India, spend too much time outside. And I told him, no chance, because, I've never been a banker. I can't remember the last time I went into a bank. I know nothing about payments. I know India and I know Google. He said, yeah, that's enough. I said, no, you shouldn't give it to me. Go find someone. There's so many bankers in India. Go do this. But, I think his belief in me and some of it colored no doubt by our friendship and all of that. I think he just said, look, just come, just do this. And I was starting from scratch, right? Like, sure, I know India, but I didn't know UPI. I didn't know all the things that kind of go into making it work. And I felt significant imposter syndrome. Now, as it turns out, 4 years later, as I was leaving, I realized that a lot of others who I was working with had the same feeling, because I think we all go through this. I got this incredible opportunity to go work at Disney Plus Hotstar. And again, I thought to myself, how and why? Because I'm not a content expert, and this business is, very candidly, it's about content. But there are a few things there's maybe one or two things I know about tech, right? Like, and that space. And I think, just this opportunity to figure out what this intersection is between what, people love to watch with how we can serve them through what tech does was, I thought, like a profound opportunity that somebody made a mistake and gave me and said, look, we'd love to have you come and join us. And it's been just incredible. It's just been 10 months. But to the point we were just discussing, there is not one meeting that I'm in where there is at least not one, if not more people who know a lot more about what is getting talked about than I can ever hope to. But such a learning moment for me that every day I'm getting the better end of this bargain than, frankly, the people I'm working with. So that's sort of like the fourth piece of this thing.
You've been with Hotstar for how long now?
Just 10 months.
10 months. Okay.
10 months. But it feels longer. As you can
When
imagine.
Sajith joined Hotstar, right? He had to move to Bombay. We were catching up one night for dinner. And I was asking him, like, you're entering this new world, like, like glamorous world and all that. He's like, bro, I'm going to stay so far away from all that. I'm going to go there Monday to Thursday and try to be back home in Bangalore on Friday.
No, mind you, there have been quite a few weekends I've done in Mumbai.
Yeah.
Fantastic place.
I love the...
Has your mindset about Bollywood changed?
No, I respect, look, these are artists. It's hard to be an artist, right? Like, it's very hard to be an artist, just to be clear.
Love it.
But I'm not sure. I think there are people like Vijay, Ajay, colleagues of mine who run content. I think they know, and they've been in this for a while to work with and handle all of them. And that I don't think is like, I want to learn about it, and I engage constantly with my content head and that team, and I'm constantly learning, asking, and all of that. But I just don't think it's for
Actually,
me.
the more deglamorized view you take of the industry, the better off you will be in the long
So
run.
that
Could not agree with you.
that
Because
is
That's the secret sauce.
unconsciously. I don't claim to have made that choice consciously. I think unconsciously I kind of wanted to not get into any of those circles because it allows me to make maybe more objective decisions than I otherwise would.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.